to properly use the balance. As always, safety first. First, obtain your materials. You will need a beaker, 250 milliliters or less, a balance, and another beaker filled with water. Before beginning your measurements, always make sure the metal plate inside the balance is clean. Look to see if there are any solids or liquids on the plate, and if there are, brush it with a paper towel to clean it, and then properly dispose of all the solids. Also, make sure you tare the balance. You press the Re-Zero button to make it go to zero. Take the beaker in which you will be measuring things and put it inside the balance after you have zeroed it. Wait for the reading and record it. Remove the beaker and then add the substance outside the balance. Re-zero the balance. Then place the beaker back into the balance and close the door. Wait for it to stabilize and record all decimal places. Subtract the initial mass from the final mass, and you have your answer.
Okay, first put on your safety kit. Then check the balance for any solids or liquid residue that may be on the metal plate and wipe it down with a paper towel. Then zero the balance. Place the empty beaker onto the metal plate. Close the door. And record the reading to all decimal places. Remove the beaker from the balance and add the solution to the beaker outside of the balance. Re-zero the balance before replacing the beaker. Place the beaker onto the metal plate and close the door. Record the new measurement onto your data table. Use a calculator to find the mass of the water by subtracting the final mass from the initial mass. Record the final data into your data.
With my safety goggles on, long pants, and closed-toe shoes, I will now use the same balance from the previous trials and perform the same task. Metal plate for any solid or liquid residue, wipe it off with a paper or towel, and properly dispose of it. Now I'm going to zero my balance so that I can measure the beaker. Okay. Now I'm going to put the empty beaker and get its initial mass. And record it into my data table with all decimal places after it has stabilized. Now I will remove the beaker and pour in my substance to the proper level. Re-zero the balance. Place in the beaker and record the final weight mass to all the decimal places after it is stabilized. I will remove it, put it in the waste beaker, and calculate for the mass of the water. I will take the final and subtract the initial to get my value. important to consider during these measurements that all measurements have some uncertainty. This is due to the fact that you can never get a measurement exactly precise. To know the value with absolute certainty, it has to be a counted integer, such as the trial, 1, 2, or 3. The uncertainty with the balance lies in the fact that atmosphere above it is part of the weight. Though it is small, it plays an effect, and that is why we use 0. Each measurement depends on the measuring system, the procedure, the operator's skill, and the environment around it. A scale cannot be precise, so the values we get are an estimate as close to the real thing as we can get. Properly pairing or zeroing and waiting for the balance to stabilize will minimize uncertainty. That, in total, is the correct way to use a balance. Enjoy your chemistry lab.